Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 533 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about customer retention. Now, you spend 5 times as much time, energy, and money to get a new customer as you do to nurture an existing customer. And also, check this out. Increasing customer retention rate by just 5% can increase your profits by 25 to 95%. So today I'm going to talk about what that nurturing looks like and how to get that retention rate up. Now, I hope you didn't miss episode 532. That was how to improve your business or personal skills over the holidays. I'm going to do a new audio book over the holidays, and I've been working on increasing my backup plan. So I have goals and I have tips on how to work it in all around the family stuff and the football games and all that stuff. So check that out, episode 532. And of course, when you want to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. That one was 532. This is 533 on customer retention. Now, make sure you grab a copy of our automation ebook. It's allowed me to handle up to 150,000 subscribers and 65,000 customers without pulling my hair out. You will thank me for downloading this book. We sell it for $27, but it's yours free for listening to the show. So grab it at screwthecommute.com/automate free, screwthecommute.com/automate free. And while you're at it, pick up a copy of our podcast app at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP. You can put us on your cell phone and tablet. It does all kinds of cool things and take us with you on the road. All right, we're still working our great program for persons with disabilities. They're making good progress, and we've got a GoFundMe campaign to help them out. But I kind of invented this thing called a triple whammy, where I can't guarantee it, but 99% of the time it'll work for you to get a big tax deduction for training from me personally. So you get the tax deduction, you get good training for your business, and all the money's going to help the persons with disabilities get scholarships. So it's a triple whammy. So check that out at screwthecommute.com/triple whammy. And you can get some good training, and I can deliver it after the first of the year if you want. It doesn't matter, or over the holidays, whatever. Remember, I do stuff over the holidays. All right, so check that out, screwthecommute.com/triple whammy. All right, let's get to the main event. Today I'm talking about customer retention. Now, I'm not perfect at it by any means, but I do have customers that have been buying off me clear back even before there was a commercial internet. That makes it more than 28 years, okay? So I think I might have a little bit of stuff to tell you here. And on a webinar one time, I asked people how long they had been doing business with me, and it even surprised the heck out of me. There were multiple 20-year people on that one webinar, and tons of 5 to 7 to 10 years and a whole bunch of others. So even smart aleck Tom here was humbled and thankful for that. But even though I was humble and thankful, it's not just that I got lucky. Well, maybe I did get lucky with all the stuff my dad taught me about being a good citizen in the world and how to always strive for excellence. And he was a big sticker on don't you cut corners that's going to sacrifice excellence. I remember vividly him telling me that. So I spent my business time over those many years going overboard for my customers and talking to them late at night or early in the morning if needed. And that included weekends and holidays. Now, an article in Forbes magazine said, go above and beyond for the client. And when you offer clients this level of service and over-deliver, your chances of client retention increase significantly. That was from Forbes magazine. Now, my main thing is I talk to people. I mean, nobody at my level will talk to you unless you dangle a couple $100,000 in front of them, okay? Forbes also said, nothing replaces the human touch in getting to know your customers. I mean, I talk to them about their hobbies, horses, dogs, their kids, whatever comes up. I'm interested in people, and I love to hear their stories. It just so happens it makes them feel like I'm a better company to do business with. That's fair. Another thing I've done, even way back when I had a pizza shop as part of my nightclub back in the 80s, once in a while a customer's order got messed up. And I don't know where I learned this, probably from my dad, but here's what I would say. What can I do to make it up to you? And then I would shut up. Not once. Now, even from back then and to this day, in my entire business career, has someone asked for more than I was willing to give to make up for what we screwed up. I mean, even today, if I accidentally double book a consultation and I have to reschedule with one of my mentees, I've built up so much goodwill with them, I can't ever recall out of 1,700 mentees over 23 or so years giving me a hard time about it. I'm like their buddy. I'm trying to help them. And, I know about their kids and their struggles and their hobbies and all this stuff, so they're not going to give me a hard time if I mess up, something little like that. Even if I mess up something big, which I have on occasion, once in a while, I did, it had to do with the airfare and, messing things up. And I paid their airfare, the airfare changes and, whatever it took to make up for what I did. So how do you create that goodwill with people and pass the plain old customer stage and get an emotional connection with the customer? Well, I'm going to read to you a section from a customer retention manual I downloaded from braze.com, B-R-A-Z-E, Z if you're in Canada. And the entire manual is called Modern Customer Retention. I highly suggest you grab a copy. You just put your email in, and they even let you opt out of, right there. There's a box you don't have to check if you don't want to hear from them. But anyway, it was a good 27 pages of good stuff. But I'm going to read you some ranking charts that they had. Let me get it here. These charts were their ranks of, the first one was leading emotion drivers of brand humanity. So what makes people think you are a human or good brand? And the actual research was done by Forrester Consulting for Braze. So here's the first chart, and it's 1 through 9. These are characteristics of brands that seem to have good humanity. That's what they called it anyway. Number 1, the characteristic was understanding. Number 2, they're friendly. Number 3, they're comforting. A lot of times people come to me, they've been ripped off by other web people, and I say, look, you don't have to worry ever again. You've got me on your team. So I'm comforting to them. I'm personable. Yeah, I joke around, have a good time with them. I'm reassuring. I can't tell you how many thousands of times I've said, you can do this. We're going to help you. We're going to take over your screen, show you where to click, so they feel they can do it. 6 is surprising. Well, yeah, they're surprised they could do stuff they never dreamed they could do. So, I mean, all this stuff applies to my business, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying this is the way we work it. 7 is thoughtful. I'm not sure what that exactly means. 8 is responsive. Yes, we are responsive. Day and night I talk to people. Holidays, weekends, it doesn't matter especially if they're in need. And the last characteristic was happy. I guess, yeah, we're a happy company. I'm always happy. All right, now the second chart is called Most Important Function Drivers of Human Connection. And these were 10 different things that others said that makes them feel like it's a good human connection. So number 1 was, they said that the person from the company speaks like a regular person would. In other words, they're not reading a script to them and just like a robot. I mean, I just talk to people is all I do. I mean, that's the one comment I get all the time when people see me speak. They say, "Hey, you're the same guy on stage as off stage," which is not common in the professional speaking world. You get people up there that putting on a big show, and then they're real pricks. You get them off stage. Number two, they said, is responsive to me when I need it. That's where, like I said, off hours, I talk to people, holidays, weekends, whatever. Number three is a brand I would recommend to friends and family. Well, I try to be that way so that people know that if they refer me, that they're not going to get bitched at by somebody for referring a bum. So that's what they said anyway. All right, number four is the company shows they value my time and business. Again, I thank people all the time. I value. Here's an example of value and time. All right, I'm on the phone with a consultation. It's supposed to be, from 4 to 5 or 4 to 4:30 or whatever it is, and I hear their phone ring. I immediately say, because I don't book by the minute, close to back, because I want to give people extra value. And if it takes extra time to do it, I'm going to do it, which is what's going overboard. So let's say I hear their phone ring. I said, do you have to take that? Don't worry, it won't cut into your time. That's showing that I value their time and their business. Next is communicates with me at convenient times. Again, I talked about that. It shows they understand what matters to me right now. That's why my program is all one-on-one. Because if it's group, then I got to dilute everything to the point where it's not about you anymore. Or if I do a mastermind or master class, it's a very tiny group so that everybody gets personal attention, even though it is a tiny group. It fits my lifestyle. Well, I mean, you're not going to join my program if it's not your lifestyle. If you love the corporate world, I actually heard somebody on a podcast the other day saying how much trouble he had transitioning to working at home because he just loved the corporate environment. And I'm thinking, are you crazy? You're sitting there amidst a bunch of low performers. You love that? Well, maybe he stood out as a high performer. But the problem is if you stand out as a high performer, they all start stabbing you in the back. So I couldn't understand that. But anyway, that's his lifestyle. Number 8, they say that they like a company that communicates with them using the contact method they prefer. Now, I can only do that so much because I kind of keep something standardized so that I can handle more people and still give them personal attention. And a lot of times they don't know just because they're comfortable with something. For instance, one of my students now is just so resistant to get off a darn Yahoo. Well, my shopping cart won't even let you use a Yahoo address in your autoresponders because they know the deliverability is terrible and it's worst of the worst, one of the worst of the worst emails. So sometimes I have to tough love people, but still I do my best to accommodate them. And number 9, it says the company understands my preferences and avoids what I don't like. Yeah, so you listen to them and you see what, like I said in my mentor program, I don't force you to do eBay. I don't force you to do ebooks. I don't force you to do anything. I give you all these options and let you pick the one you want, and I tell you the pros and cons of it. So again, I'm following all these things that people say they want. And number 10 was the company gets me. And they know what I care about. Again, that's the same thing as talking to people, seeing what's important to them and all that. So that's from Braze, the the Modern Customer Retention Manual. Download it over at braze.com. Now, Braze also said growth can fuel companies only for so long, while retention is a practice that ensures survival. And a perfect example is right now, it's much harder to get new customers because people are scared to death about inflation and the declining economy and all the crazy things the government's doing. And this should be opposite with my business because of the high profits and low expenses, with digital marketing. People should be knocking down my doors to get in my mentor program and learn what I know. And yeah, I still have a steady flow of customers, but not as many as it should be, and having a long reputation of taking care of past customers is paying off now because it keeps the cash flow coming in. I mean, I even tell people jokes. Here's one for you. Did you hear about the Barbie divorce doll? Yeah, it came with everything Ken had. All right, sorry if you've been through a bad divorce either way, but that is a good one. All right, now your customers should be heard and their suggestions should be incorporated. You don't want to be forcing your products and service down to them. I mean, talk to them all the time and find out what their problems are and their suggestions and get their feedback. And see, feedback is a great thing that gives you an idea for new products that meet the customer's needs. See? So they're telling you what they want if you bother to talk to them rather than you just thinking up what you want to sell and then forcing it on people. See? Now, other things you can do, you could get loyalty points and awards like a frequent flyer program for your business. And in the show notes, there'll be a link to a place that lists a whole bunch of customer loyalty programs, so you can check those out. And you can give your best customers sales coupons and promo codes and have VIP customer events and trainings and subscriber-only stuff. And you can have them share their customer experiences with you and you show them as testimonials, but it still gives them promotion too, and they'll be bragging to all their friends. So how do you identify your best customers when, like, I have 65,000 customers? How do you do it? Well, I love to badger you about getting Kickstart Cart, our shopping cart system, because I can easily run a report by customer and get a list of the people that spent the most money. Very simple. And I can also run one for affiliates. Who is referring me the most and do something nice for them. See? So having these tools can really make this easy to help you retain more customers and nurture people that are referring you. This is really worth it. Most people know about the 80-20 rule, like 80% of your revenue is probably 20% of your customers. But if you can increase, now this is a study I mentioned in the beginning by Frederick Reichhold, and he was with Bain and Company. I guess they do research for people. So they found that increasing customer retention rates by only 5%, 5% increases your profits by anywhere from 25 to 95%. Now, if that doesn't get you going, you should, I don't know. It's really important. Also, in a survey taken by Statista, customers stated that fast shipping, easy and fast returns, expert and knowledgeable people to talk to at the company, and personalization were some of the top reasons that they made repeat purchases from these companies. So we try to do all of that stuff. And none of it's hard if you have the right attitude about it. So I highly suggest you pay a lot of attention to your existing customers, and it will pay off royally. Now, if you're just starting out, you will grow much faster right from the beginning if you're going overboard taking care of every new customer you get. See? Hey, if you want me to teach you all this stuff in person, get in my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. I do all the things that you hear on this podcast, and you won't be able to catch me not doing them, because this is the way I've lived this business my entire 45 years now in formal business, long before the internet started. This is the way I take care of people, and this is the kind of service you'll get. And yeah, I'm going to know about your dogs and your kids and, and your horses and whatever else you like. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Go out and retain those customers. And hey, Christmas is coming up. Ho, ho, ho.